it's Lori. How y'all doing today? Where I am right now, it is raining. It's muggy, but it's raining. Humid. Muggy, I think, is a New England word, but it's humid here and it's raining. It's not bad. We need the rain, whatever. But I was thinking today. Actually, I've been thinking quite a bit. It's been on my heart to talk about this, and the reason that I haven't yet is because I'm not quite sure how to get across what I want to say. But I basically want to talk about walking in love. We know that we need to walk in love, we need to walk in faith, and we need to walk in belief, gratitude, and forgiveness in order to live the life that we're destined to live, fulfill our destiny, and live at peace and joy. And what does walking in love really mean? Does walking in love mean that you tolerate everything and you just keep your mouth shut and you just basically let everything go? Does walking in love mean that you never speak your mind? Does walking in love mean that you're just happy all the time? I think walking in love is a whole lot deeper than that. I bet you agree with me. If you're having any kind of difficulty, if you're feeling the heaviness, the weight of this shift and this time that we're going through, the energy level that we're going through it's not a good time right now. And if you're awake, you understand that, you're feeling that, and you're probably going through a whole lot. So I just want to talk about love today. Stay with me, and I will be right back. Okay, walking in love. Let's start with like relationships, okay? Any relationship, whether it be your husband or wife, your children, your best friends, your co-workers. When you love someone, whether it be that deep romantic love, agape love, unconditional love. Agape love is unconditional love, like the love of God. It's a deep love. It's the way that we should feel about our brothers and sisters. It's the way we feel about our children. Then we have romantic love. There's all different kinds of love. Friendship love, and just love of mankind in general, right? And I think with this world being as negative as it is, as dark as it is, with evil almost, I don't know how many times people just this week alone have said to me, it feels like evil's winning. It feels like evil's just winning. People can be nasty and horrible, and they still seem to be getting everything they want. And you know what? It's true, because we live in a fallen world. I mean, evil rules. It does rule. And with whatever's going on, whether it be, if it's a natural shift, if it's because of what CERN's doing, or if it's everything combined, evil has gotten stronger. And if you're awake and you are walking in faith, you know this, you feel this. Some people don't even know what it is, but you're feeling it. Not only are you feeling it physically, but emotionally. Some people are feeling heavy, weary. And it's really hard sometimes to walk in love when you're feeling that way. Walking in love doesn't mean that you're happy all the time and you're tolerant of everything. Tolerance isn't necessarily love. We cannot, a righteous anger is not a bad thing. We shouldn't just keep our mouth shut. So would you tolerate somebody burning down your friend's house? I mean, if tolerance isn't necessarily love. Okay. So walking in love, though, I think one way to show that you love is to actually pay attention, be alert, and pay attention. Listening skills have gone out the window. Listen to those around you. Listen to the people that you love. Listen to your children. Listen to your friends. Pay attention to what's going on around you. It's not always voiced. People don't always voice what they're feeling. Now, I know some people, especially spouses or whatever, expect us to read their minds. That's not possible. I mean, sometimes it's possible, but it shouldn't be expected. It's unfair of somebody to expect that. But if we pay attention, if we truly pay attention to those we love, and I think that is a big part of showing somebody that you love them, you know when something needs to be done. I find that that's very rare these days. It's extremely rare for people to truly listen. People in general are so focused on themselves that they can't listen long enough because they're so focused on what they're going to say next or how it connects to them. If you're doing that, really stop, put yourself in check, start listening, start really paying attention. I don't mean you don't have to be nosy and ask a million questions. Pay attention. Just pay attention and listen. If somebody wants to speak to you about something important, you owe it to them to listen. Pay attention to your environment. Pay attention to what's going on around you. That's really important, and it's a lost skill today. We need to listen to each other. And you know what? When somebody feels like they're being heard, their attitude's going to change. They're going to feel more comforted. They're going to feel like they matter. What better way to make somebody feel like they don't matter than not to listen to them? Okay? And I know for some people it's not natural. It comes hard. But I think that's number one. Number two is be open and honest. And speak up, but out of love. So if you're speaking out of judgment, or if you're speaking out of self-righteousness, or if you're speaking out of, anger, step back, count to 10, think about it. Are your motives correct? How are your motives? Are you angry because you're being selfish? Are you misjudging somebody? Step back, give yourself 10 seconds, think about it before you speak. You should be honest, but tempered with mercy and compassion. Okay? So yes, not everything needs to be said, and when you do need to say something, think about how you're going to say it. You don't need to hurt anybody. You don't need to be snappy. You don't need to be mean. And number 3, really, are you walking in love? I look at people around me and I think, and myself included, and I have learned, because I've been working on this, and you know what? The more you grow closer to God, the more He's going to work on this in you, and He has in me, because I totally see a change in myself. Are you really walking in love? Are you frustrated with people? Do you get snappy? Do you get angry? It's funny, because when you're really like when you're driving down the street, are you yelling at people, calling them stupid and geez, learn how to drive and all that stuff? That's not walking in love. Think about, everybody has their story. Everybody's having a good day, bad day, whatever. Everybody has their story. So again, step back, hold your tongue, count to 10. Maybe you're behind somebody really slow. Maybe God's preventing you from having an accident. Or maybe you're supposed to go a different way. Maybe that person is so distraught right now they're not thinking. I don't know. We don't have to know. I think when you're really walking in love, you don't judge people. Yes, we are supposed to call a brother or sister out when they're wrong. We're supposed to do that. But with love, not with judgment. But for the grace of God, there go I. We have to have a measure of self-protection, especially in this world today. But we have to walk in love. People say, oh, I'm not giving to that person. Look at them. They must have they did it to themselves. They don't have anybody in their lives. That's not necessarily true. Maybe they didn't do it to themselves. Maybe everybody they loved is in spirit. Maybe everybody they loved crossed over. Maybe they're in a strange place and they don't know how to get home. I remember Alex came to me. God sent him to me at a gas station. He was a young man. He came to visit his father in New Hampshire from Florida, where he was from. He was born and raised in Miami. He came to visit his father. Unbeknownst to him, his father got ill while he was visiting and died. Alex was left with no money, nowhere to go, because his father's girlfriend kicked him out. He spent the last of his money on a hotel. He had nowhere to go, no way to get home, nobody at home to help him get home. And he just happened to approach me. He said something told him to come up to me. And by the grace of God, I was able to get him back to Florida. I'm not tapping myself on the back or anything like that. There are many times that I missed that cue from God. But if you're not walking in love, you're going to miss it every time, I'm not saying be a pushover. I'm not saying let anybody hurt you. But I'm saying walk in love. When you look at the world through the eyes of God, and that's what you can ask him every morning. Let me see the world the way you do. First of all, it's going to absolutely break your heart. You're going to walk around heartbroken, seeing the evils of this world, seeing how people that refuse to get it and what's going to happen with them, how sad and heart-wrenching that is. Second of all, you're going to see that, maybe that kid that you're looking at as a punk has parents that don't love him or her. That man that you're wondering why he's so cranky is because he's in pain from head to toe. That person who's like talking to himself served time in Vietnam and watched his best buddy get blown to shreds in front of him. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see things differently. So let me ask you this. When you're doing your journal, and I am going to post the second day of the Bible study, but when you're doing your journal tonight and your accountability list, and I hope you're doing that, in the morning, you should be thinking, and you can write it down or record it, what you're grateful for. Yesterday in Bible study, we also listed 4 or 5 things that we're really worried about so that we can hand over to God. When you do your accountability list at night, go over the day. Where did I go wrong? Where did I go right? And remember, one hand, your left hand doesn't tell your right hand what you're doing. And what that means is when you do a random act of kindness, when you do help someone, you forget about it to the degree not only that you don't speak of it to the person or to other people, but you forget about it yourself. You don't pat yourself on the back. But for the grace of God, there go I. And it's my position that out of love, I am going to be kind to all, and I'm going to do my best to bring people to God. I'm going to do my best to help people. Somebody that's starving isn't going to listen to you about God as you walk away and let them starve. Really? That's how Christians get a bad name. I'll pray for you. I have the means to help you, but I'll pray for you. Really? When somebody's starving, they need to eat. Okay? And then you feed them and you tell them about God, but you show them first. Okay? We got to show them why we're different. So, are you walking in love today? Something to ask yourself. 24 hours, do an experiment. Look at the world, look at your day, look at the average things going on through the eyes of God. Like I said, not only are you going to be heartbroken, you may be surprised at how you're kind of disgusted at some things that you thought maybe you weren't before, but you're also going to see things in a different light. It's going to open your heart to love. It's hard. It's really hard because, at least for me, it's heart-wrenching. And yeah, the world's going to beat you down because the enemy doesn't like it when we walk in love. But as long as you stand in faith, and then you're going to connect, and it's a really good, do not forsake the assembly. Connect with people that are also walking in faith and love, because they're going to be your support system. No man is an island. All right? All right, guys, I will talk to you in the next video. You have a good day.